Hey guys, I wanted to share a little tip that I use when I'm posting on social media. And I was just telling this to Christine, one of my coaches, and I thought I would share it with everyone to help you get more interaction on your posts. So here's a couple tips. Number one, always end your post with a question. Um, try to think of ways that you can engage people and get their feedback and their opinion and get them to comment on your post. So let me give you an example. Like yesterday, I did a post on how my daughter was sick, and that's really all I said. And you might have people that you want to make sure your post is not just a so what post, where you post something and people are like, okay, cool, so what? Why should I care? And so you want to make it interactive by asking a question at the end of every post. So with this post I did about how my daughter was sick, I actually went back, and I do this often because I don't always have, I sometimes just forget to ask questions at the end of my posts. So I went back to this post yesterday, and instead of just saying like my daughter's sick, and I'm grateful that I can work from home, which is a great way to, sprinkle in coaching, then I made it interactive and I said, do you guys have any home remedies for when your kids are sick? And then suddenly everyone had an opinion and a tip to share, and it was really, it started getting a lot of traction. So I remember I did this once with a post where I did like a down shot of my outfit, and I would just said like, oh, here's what I'm wearing, it's snowing today, here's what I'm wearing. Again, that's a so what post. You want it to be more, again, more interactive. So I went back, because I often forget, I went back to that post, I edited it, and I added at the end, is it snowing where you're at? And suddenly, like when I first did it, I had 0 comments. The second time I went back and edited it and added a question, I had a ton more interaction. I had a ton of people. I had so many comments on that post, because people love to talk about their lives and what's going on with them. And so they shared, nope, it's not snowing, or yeah, it's snowing a ton here, and people were bragging about how sunny it was there. And it just started a lot of there was a lot of interaction going on. So with every post that you do, be thinking of ways that you can end with the question to make it interactive. So that is tip number 1. And then tip number 2 is to always respond to people's posts. So like when we were at Summit, we listened to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he spoke about, he said he stalked several Beachbody coaches, and he said that many of them hardly ever responded like on Instagram to the comments that people were giving them. And this is something I'm totally guilty of, because it's a little harder. Like on Instagram, you have to actually tag the person so they see your response. But it's so important, because I know when I've been tagged and someone even just says thank you, I'm like, oh my gosh, she actually like read it. Like it's just giving them validation that you care, that you are reading and interacting with them. So always go through, anytime someone comments on your post, go through and respond, or at least like it. Because the thing is when you do that, then Instagram or Facebook, they notice that your post is getting some interaction and that they pay attention, and they're like, oh, this must be an important post. So they show they show it in more people's feeds. So when you click, when you comment to someone's comment on your post, then that just gives it more traction and more people start seeing it. So anytime you want a lot of people to see your post, which is all the time, right? You need to go through and interact and comment with them. And sometimes, you don't know what to say. And like my Joelle on our team, she and I were joking about like, what do you say? Sometimes I'll just do an emoji, or sometimes I'll be like, aw, thanks. Or sometimes I'll do hearts, like another emoji. Or sometimes I'll be like, just like chit chat with them like you would if you were going to lunch with them or whatever. Like ask them a question back. Keep the conversation going. The more you can get comments going on these posts, the more people are going to see it. And that's the whole point, right? We want more people to see our posts so that we can get more clients, we can help more people. So I just want to share those simple tips that sometimes we forget. So try those. And thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.